That's got to be the best pirate I've ever seen.
So it would seem.
Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is a game franchise made by the people who make Assassin's Creed. The devil. Beyond that, though, it is one of the most recognizable franchises in gaming, and it got here by delivering a truly riveting, bug-free experience with every single game. However, the gameplay you see here, it's merely a relic of another generation. You see, Assassin's Creed has changed. It's no longer the linear stealth game you knew. Instead, it is now an open-world survival horror game where the mechanics of the game actively try to kill you. Like, what even in the name of fuck is this parkour? Just do what I want you to. You might be wondering though, how could we have possibly arrived at such a point? Well, my friends, that's the topic of today's video. It's the evolution of Assassin's Creed. However, if we mean to examine the future, we must first delve deep into the past. What better place to start than, well, Assassin's Creed. It's a simply titled game with an even simpler story. More on that later. As for the gameplay, well, it sucks. I mean, it's not that bad, but the general gameplay loop consists of following poorly textured Ubisoft NPCs through the road and then fucking killing them.
Enough! I yield! I yield!
I mean, at least it's got a progressive message. However, fear not, friends, because, I mean, this was not the last Assassin's Creed game. Unfortunately. Now, in a rather shocking turn of events, after Assassin's Creed came Assassin's Creed 2. Now, Assassin's Creed 2, it wasn't like Assassin's Creed 1. This is, of course, because it's got an Italian. Jokes aside, though, this game is fairly good, but it's not that good. Some people in the Assassin's Creed community think this is like a Bugsnax level game, but in reality, it's more of a Morrowind level game. Oh, so you must like the game, Swifty? No. No, I fucking hate Morrowind. Half of the entire game is just fighting fucking cliff racers, except you have the added bonus of a troglodyte main character who couldn't hit the broadside of a fucking mule. And God forbid you get into any sort of actual open combat, because then you'll witness these two fucking stick figures fighting stiffer than Jared Fogle watching the Cuties movie. Okay, oh fuck. What is it now? Oh great, cliff racers. Right, no, fucking... How many are there? Holy shit! Fucking hit him! Die! Dude, please. Holy fucking I hate this Dude, please. Just fucking... Now there's this stupid rat piece of shit. Oh my... Oh, another one. Great, I needed a fucking another one. Oh my... That's it. I'm getting up fucking sword, you pieces of shit. I fucking got it. Yeah! Yeah, you like that? Come on. Oh, fucking shitty ass game. Bullshit fucking cliff, motherfucker. Like, I'm sorry, but this shit can go Hitler fuck itself. Now, of course, comparing it to Morrowind was more of a segue into a joke, because Assassin's Creed 2 is actually pretty good, but we definitely have some places to go. Speaking of places, have you ever heard of the West Indies? No? Well, you should, because that's where Black Flag is set. Ah, Black Flag. I mean, the first truly great Assassin's Creed game. Black Flag is, I mean, it's honestly great, because you get to do pirate stuff, but you're also an assassin. Not to mention, this game somehow outclasses modern Ubisoft games when it comes to physics. Apart from Ubisoft, though, the only issues with this game are the bugs, which is something that would become somewhat of a trend with this series moving forwards. Then we got some other game, and wait, I should talk about the story, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should talk about the story. Well, basically the story is about going back in time through somebody's genetic code in order to take control of a member of an ancient order of assassins in order to collect information on ancient objects of power and destroy an evil group calling themselves the Templars. Sounds cool? It's not. Well, let me rephrase that. Half of it is cool. You see, the actual assassin shit, like the Brotherhood and all, it's pretty awesome. You know what's not fucking awesome? Poland. Apart from that, you know what sucks in the AC story? This bullshit.
You okay?
I told you he'd be fine.
Bastards!
Now, I just saved your life.
Saved my life? You kidnapped me. You strapped me into that thing.
Animus. It's an animus.
Like who in the name of fuck wants to sit through this modern day bullshit? Nobody. Nobody is the answer. And yet, it exists. I mean, if the story was just about the ancient brotherhood and shit, it would legitimately, actually, literally, honestly, be about 400 times better.
Do you remember, Altair, what it is the assassin fight for?
Peace. In all things.
Yes.
Moving on down the chopping block, though, to our next game, it was Assassin's Creed Unity. Finally, some quality. I mean, Unity is undoubtedly the most polished, finished, complete Assassin's Creed game to date. Between riveting gameplay to just heart-wrenching cutscenes, I mean, Unity has been slamming since '84, and it ain't gonna fucking stop. Oh wait, Oh wait, wrong script? Oh, okay, let me just, oh, there it is, oh, the game fucking sucks. It was a glitchy, shitty mess that only a game company like Ubisoft could ever fucking release and feel no shame at all over. At least the movement, it was pretty cool. Now, if you don't mind, let's just move on, because my blood pressure is rising from just watching this horror movie of a game. Now, the next game to talk about is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now, jokes aside, the game itself wasn't that bad. I mean, apart from a few minor issues, like being set in Britain, the game itself was fine. The thing is, though, nobody fucking bought the game. And, I mean, this is because the Assassin's Creed community did something the Call of Duty community wouldn't dare. And said, hey, fuckwads, give us an original and new experience instead of just the same reskinned game every year. Now, Ubisoft couldn't release just the same exact game again next year because of the poor sales figures of Syndicate. They had to finally innovate. So, let's get a briefing from the Ubisoft CEO about their next game.
People, as the adage says, you give a poor man a fish and you feed him for a day. You teach him to fish, you give him no.
Well, since he's clearly incapable of telling you what happened, essentially, Ubisoft decided to turn Assassin's Creed into an open-world RPG. They would take something like Skyrim, except make it third-person and somehow buggier.
I am a Tholmor Judicia on important business that you are interfering with. We are special envoys of the Aldmeri Dominion, the rightful rulers of Tamriel. If you'd like, I can show you why. If you're smart, you'll walk away. I'm going to find whoever did this.
And so, it was born. The first open-world RPG Assassin's Creed game. Origins. And, I mean, it was pretty good. Alright? It was pretty fucking good. Not perfect, but definitely decent. Origins was very interesting between the setting and the difficult boss encounters.
Wait a minute. Die! Die!
stats for my friend.
However, as perfect as Origins clearly looks, Ubisoft weren't quite done with However, as perfect as Origins may seem, Ubisoft weren't quite done perfecting this formula, and they had some places to go. Odyssey, the game of our generation. I mean, it truly is, in my opinion, the best Assassin's Creed game, because, I mean, there's just so much cool shit in this game. I mean, you got the open world, ancient Greece, Cult of Cosmos, badass weapons, Peloponnesian Wars, I mean, you even have bear. There's just a lot of cool, fun stuff in this game. I mean, you can just go to some random island out in the bumfuck nowhere and find Poseidon's Trident. I mean, what other Assassin's Creed game lets you do that? Assassin's Creed 2? Bitch, no. Aside from that, though, there's select issues, and I mean, it's far from perfect, but that's okay. I still love you, Odyssey. Now, I suppose the next logical step would be for me to talk about Valhalla, but I'm not done with the fucking game yet. I mean, so far, it seems really fun, although there are some select issues. Major one being, the movement is fucking horrible. Alright, dude, come on, just go through the window. Please, go through the window. Oh, dude, why? Just go through the fucking window. God. Other than that, though, I'm having fun with Valhalla. Although, I will say, perhaps we have strayed just a bit too far from, you know, the whole assassin part of Assassin's Creed. I mean, you're a fucking Viking, for God's sakes. And so, that's it. That is the evolution of Assassin's Creed. From linear stealth game to booming open world RPG, Assassin's Creed has changed. Some say for the better, others shout for the worse. The one thing we can all agree on, though, is this. Stop the fucking trailing missions, Ubisoft. I mean, holy shit. This guy is going as slow as the fucking frame rate allows. Please, move! Also, I mean, what is it with Assassin's Creed endings? It's like they don't know how to end their game.